Mataji ke tujhe asha chor de. Ashra Mataji ke tujhe asha chor de. Nata eka devi masse tuja nata tor de. Nata eka devi masse tuja nata tor de. Sahaja sanga nirmala ranga anga anga rangi. Sahaja sanga nirmala ranga anga anga rangi. Swadara satyaga pyare prema rasa paaye. Swadara satyaga pyare prema rasa paaye. Nirmalama 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 kaiye. Nirmalama 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 kaiye. Jai vire rakhe maya thai vire rahiye. Jai vire rakhe maya thai vire rahiye. Nirmalama 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 kaiye. Nirmalama 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 kaiye. Puja eka Mataji ke tujhe puja chor de. Puja eka Mataji ke tujhe puja chor de. Nata eka chitananda se tuja nata tor de. Nata eka chitananda se tuja nata tor de. Sahaja sanga nirmala ranga anga anga rangiye. Sahaja sanga nirmala ranga anga anga rangiye. Aham bhavat yaga pyare paga rupa angiye. Aham bhavat yaga pyare paga rupa angiye. Nirmalama 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 kaiye. Nirmalama 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 kaiye. Jahi vire rakhe maya thai vire rahiye. Jahi vire rakhe maya thai vire rahiye. Nirmalama 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 kaiye. Nirmalama 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 kaiye. Laksha eka nirmala rupa tuja laksha chor de. Laksha eka nirmala rupa tuja laksha chor de. Satya eka nirmala dharma asatya ko chor de. Satya eka nirmala dharma asatya ko chor de. Sahaja sanga nirmala ranga anga anga rangiye. Sahaja sanga nirmala ranga anga anga rangiye. Nashva moha tyaga pyare akshar angiye. Nashva moha tyaga pyare akshar angiye. Nirmala Bhutaye Bhadraye Niyataha Pranataha Smatam
Raudraye Namo Nityaye Gauriye Datre Namaha
Jyotnaye Chendurupenye Sukhaye Satatam Namaha
Karyanye Pradatam Rudaye Sidye Kunye Namaha
Nairutye Bhuvutam Lakshmiye Shavanye Te Namo Namaha Namo Namaha Namo Jagat Pratishtaye Devye Kutye Namaha Namastasye, Namastasye Namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shadarupena Samstita. Namastasye, Namastasye Namaha. या देवी सर्वभूतेषु कान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै नमस्तस्यै नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लक्ष्मीरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै नमस्तस्यै नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दयारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै नमस्तस्यै नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु तुष्टिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै नमस्तस्यै नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै नमस्तस्यै नमः नमस्तस्यै नमस्तस्यै नमः नमस्तस्यै नमस्तस्यै नमः साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति श्री निर्मला देव्यै साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति
Alrighty, good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's session, which we have in store today, something musical. So I'm super excited myself. I was very excited from last session we had. We were playing Rosie's music in the end, you might remember, and I think a few of us was super excited or nostalgic to hear that music again. And then I thought, you know what, why don't we bring her back and get to enjoy another musical meditation session with her. So Rosie is kindly here and is here tonight to do a session with us. So hello, Rosie. I hope you're there and ready to go.
I'm here.
Yay! And Rosie is in Melbourne as well at the moment, so that's quite exciting. She is on holidays, so hence she has kindly given her time today. I thought she would be quite busy because she is a busy musician, but by Shamaji's grace, we could have her. So without further ado, I'm just going to pass it on to her. Enjoy. Also, hello to our YouTube viewers as well. Sorry, I forgot to always say hi to you guys. I know we get a lot of people now on YouTube as well joining. But great to see people coming to the chit chat session, and thank you to Uncle John Michelle for facilitating that. So I hope the chit chat went well, and yeah, let's sit back, enjoy, and over to Rosie.
Thank you, Rachita.
I love those glasses. They're so cool, I have to say.
Yeah, they're a bit funky and a bit weird. These are my nighttime glasses, so they block out the blue light. I find if I'm on a screen, computer screen or phone screen late, in the evening, then it's a bit hard to sleep. So these help block out the blue light. So I'm looking a bit strange and cool and weird tonight. But it's really great to be back here with you. We shared a few sessions last year. It's really nice to be invited back, and I hope you're all doing well on your meditation journey, having lots of beautiful exploration, epiphany, and spiritual growth and joy. I always find with meditation, joy is such a beautiful byproduct. So I hope you're also tapping into that beautiful reservoir of joy that we have access to with our Mother Kundalini, activating all our chakras and cleansing them, and connecting with Shri Mataji as well. So we are doing some more sound journeying tonight. So we have done some together in the past, but I thought it'd be nice to reconnect with sound, which is such a beautiful part of our life. I mean, as we already know, sound has such a powerful effect on our emotions, on our mood, and the power of frequency. It can affect us because we're largely made up of water, and there's been many experiments that have been done which show that sound can influence the structure, the chemical structure of water. So because we're such a large component of water within our bodies, we're also naturally very susceptible to the effects of sound and music around us. So you may notice that the more and more you go on your meditation journey with Sahaja Yoga, you may notice that your perception of sound changes. Maybe there's certain musics that you used to like and you're not really enjoying as much anymore. That's because our awareness becomes more and more subtle, more and more deep, and also it kind of purifies in a way because we start to develop all the beautiful qualities of the chakras, like innocence, for example, the Muladhara chakra. So maybe you notice that your taste in music is changing. I certainly have noticed that, on my journey. But today we're going to just simply explore the power of sound once again, like we have in the past, and particularly the power of the sound of Om, the primordial sound of Om. So Shri Mataji has told us in her speeches that, with mantras and with prayers, and when we connect with the divine, let's call it God. When we connect with God and we say mantras, we say prayers, unless you're truly connected, God actually doesn't hear your prayers, doesn't hear your mantras. She compares it to like an old school telephone with the wire. You pick up the telephone, and if the wire isn't plugged in and not connected, and the telephone's not connected, then the receiver, the other person on the other line, cannot hear you. And she compares that in the same way that when we say mantras, we say prayers to God. If we're not connected, then God actually can't hear us. But the good news is we're all on this beautiful journey of Sahaja Yoga Meditation, and we all have our Kundalini awakening, which is our true connection. We have our Self Realisation, which is our true connection to God, to the divine. So when we say these mantras, when we say these affirmations and these prayers, we are truly connecting with God, and God can in fact hear us. So we're particularly lucky on this journey. And I hope that you've also explored the idea of giving realization to your friends and family around you, because that's the greatest joy, that once we've received this blessing of self-realization, we can pass it on to other people. So hope you're also exploring that wonderful idea. So we're going to be using the sound of Om. We're going to start with an Om meditation to balance our chakras. So I'll just tell you a little bit about the Om, and then of course we'll give ourselves a bandhan and we'll get into the zone, and we're going to do an Om sound meditation to balance our channels. So Om is the primordial sound of the universe. It is said that Om was present at the creation of the universe. And I found a wonderful talk of Shri Mataji where she explains this in deeper detail. So after we do this exercise, we'll listen to a talk of Shri Mataji and she'll explain it into greater depth. But just in a very simple way of understanding, Om is made up of 3 sounds: the A, the U, and the So the A part of the sound is related to our left channel, our Ida Nadi. And the U is related to the right channel, so it cleanses our right channel as Sushumna Nadi. And the is the central channel, the channel of evolution. The Sushumna, I said that, no, sorry, the Ida, the Pingala, and the Sushumna. The Sushumna is the central channel. So those are the 3 sounds of the Om, and they are the 3 channels that they represent. So it's a very sacred sound, and it has a very profound effect on our subtle system. So we're going to go through this Om meditation and use the power of sound to help balance our channels. So why don't we'll get in the zone. Just have a drink of water. So I hope you're sitting comfortably. You already know the protocol of meditation by now, which is fantastic. So wherever you are comfortably, we're going to put our hands open on our lap. I'm going to start by taking some deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And on the exhale, just relax your shoulders. Keep inhaling. And each time you exhale, just try and relax your body more and more. Relax your face, your jaw, your eyes. Let your day go. Or if it's morning time for you, allow this breath to energize you into the day. Let's allow the breath to bring us into balance, into the present moment. Arriving here for meditation all together. And just letting the breath go in its natural rhythm. And we can raise the Kundalini and give a bandhan. So we can start by bringing our hands up to our heart level and just observe which chakras are feeling heavy, which hand is feeling heavy. We're going to take note and see if anything is shifted after this exercise. We can place both hands back on the lap. We'll start by clearing the left side, so taking the right hand towards the earth. We're going to start by saying the sound ah to clear the left channel. I'm going to say this nice and loud. We'll say it 3 times. The note is ah. Okay, you can close your eyes if you feel comfortable. A deep breath in and we'll say ah 3 times, nice and loud. We'll now work on the right channel. We're going to sing the sound oo 3 times and take our left hand towards the sky, right hand back on the lap. We'll say oo 3 times. It helps to try and take a deep breath into your belly so you can sustain the sound longer and clearer. So let's take a breath into the belly and sing oo 3 times. Bring the left hand back on the lap. Bring our attention to the central channel. And we'll sing this sound, 3 times. That's the sound. So we'll take a deep breath into the belly and sing 3 times. Breath in. We'll go back to deepening the cleansing of the left channel, so we can take our right hand back towards the earth. I'm going to sing Om 3 times, but we're going to have the focus on the Ah of the Om, so the Ah will be longer, more focus. So we'll do it 3 times, and you can make the sound So we're sounding out the 3 letters of the Om, with a larger focus, emphasis on the Ah. And close your eyes. Deep breath into the belly. We say Om 3 times. Over to the clearing the right channel, left hand to the ether once again. We'll sing Om with the emphasis on the Oo. As an example, we'll do this 3 times. Deep breath into the belly, Om 3 times with the long Oo sound. Place the left hand back down. Now we'll bring our attention to the central channel and sing Om 3 times once again, with the focus and length longer on the Let's do this 3 times. Deep breath in. Om with the long Breath in. For the final part of this exercise, we're going to sing Om 3 more times, while we take the right hand to trace the Kundalini up through the central channel, up to the top of the head. So we'll now balance out the 3 sounds, ah, ah, Try to make it as even as possible, while raising the Kundalini with the right hand. Taking a deep breath in. Keeping your attention inside, bring the 2 hands up to the heart level again, and just notice if any shifts have happened. Any fingers are feeling lighter, any hands are feeling lighter. Maybe you're feeling more flow of vibrations. This is a direct effect of the power of the Om, the power of frequency, sound, and our subtle system. So let's stay in this meditative state while we listen to Shri Mataji's words. She explains more about the sound of Om, the power of Om, and she also talks about the evolution of human consciousness and how the Om is reflected in that. The A, the U, and the the right channel, the left channel, the central channel. She talks about the evolution of human consciousness through this lens. So let's stay in meditation as we listen to Mother's words.
Not be anything fruitful. Today, as Yogi has asked me to speak about Om, I would like to tell you about the great word called Om, what it is, what it represents, and how it came into being. In the beginning, I have to tell you that whatever I am telling you is a hypothesis for you. You should not accept me as the last word, but as a scientific mind. Look at everything with open-mindedness. You should keep yourself open, see for yourself what I am telling you, and then later on, if it can be proved, then you have to accept it as a law or the divine law. Om is a word people don't understand because it is at the very beginning of this creation that the energy of God, energy of His love, separated from His identity. He pushed her, call it as lasya. He pushed her to create. And he became the spectator and she had to create. At that time when she was pushed, we don't have here something to show you how it worked. But when he tried to push her, her movements went into a kind of a word which is written as like this, three, a, u and ma. So there are three words in it. At the time of that pushing, when the separation took place, there was a sound. This is the first sound, and that sound is called as Om. So many people call it as Logos, but to understand it, you have to go deeper into it and what it was. So her power got divided into three, A, U and Ma. And that's how she became Om. So Om is the sound which is emitted when she creates, which acts as the basis of the essence of her love. Then how she started creating is a very long story which I won't be able to tell you today. But this Om is the one that she first used to create the innocence on this earth. So this Om was the innocence with which she filled the whole universe. So Om is nothing but is the innocence that you see in children, in so many people, in saints, and in most of the incarnations, that they are empowered by their innocence. And this innocence first filled the whole space. Even before creating the space, innocence was there. That was the first creation of element, and that was the innocence. So Om is innocence which does all the living work on this earth. For example, we see these flowers become fruits. We take them for granted. We don't understand that there must be some great mechanism to make the flowers a fruit. We take everything for granted. For example, we take ourselves for granted. We have come from amoeba stage to this stage, and we take ourselves for granted. We don't know how we have become this. We have to know that we have become this because there must be some purpose behind it. And because we do not know the purpose, that's why we are confused. Now this U and Ma are three powers. The first power, as we call it in Sahaja Yoga language, in a personified way, is of creation power, you can say. The first power is of the desire power, by which God desired. We call it as the Mahakali power, which resides on the left side of the primordial being, which resides within us on the left hand side, which is manifesting outside the left sympathetic nervous system, which looks after, caters after our past, which caters after our emotions. Just now somebody told me that in the West it is not regarded very good to express your emotions, which is a wrong thing. You should not suppress your emotions. Emotions are very important because they give the balance to personality. Whatever it is, this left side developed into a society of people, groups of people who started worshipping God without thinking, like Catholicism you can say, or any such thing, that they did not think. There was non-reflecting kind of people who would just surrender to God and pray to God. But as I told you yesterday, the mistake was that we believed that we have achieved the end was a wrong thing, because we were not educated on that point. Just by going to some guru, by reading some book, by propounding some sort of a theory, or by saying that we are such and such, we do not become. And such people who just became different organizations really created a fortress for themselves into which truth could not enter. So we had to keep ourselves open to know that yes, we believe in God, all right, but still the light of God has not been expressed within us. It is not yet we have felt the light on our central nervous system. If we really are truthful, we have to just believe that yes, there is God, there is His power. Because we see all these things happening which we take for granted, we can't explain. At least we have to believe there is a power, all-pervading power which does this. Imagine an Indian will produce an Indian child, a mango tree will produce mangoes, an apple tree will produce apple. Who does the sorting out? It's tremendous. Tremendous things are happening, but we take everything for granted. Now all these things happen to us, but we take things for granted, and also we take for granted our beliefs. So the left-sided people started working on the devotion and dedication and saying that God, you are everything. But those who were not educated by great saints and seers accepted it as if they are the chosen ones, or they are something already achieved God, or they are already realized souls, and they formed groups. And that was the death of truth there. Now the second type of people came out of the another power, which is the right side power of action, of creation. Out of this power, the whole creation took place of all the sun, the moon, the stars and all constellations and all the 14 universes were created out of this power, which is the right-sided, called as Mahasaraswati. This power started working among people, and they thought that as this power has created all the elements, we should try to go to the essence of the element and try to invoke it. So the invocation of the element started by another group of people. The group of people that started this were doing yajnas. You see, they used to invoke the fire and say the mantra of Yom, of the Nirakara, is the formless, and they tried to do many things of this kind just to invoke the element. So the second group of people started doing this. Now, invoking the element has resulted into today's knowledge of science, because once you go into the essence of the matter or the elements, you can harness it and you can find out how to use it. There's another method also by which you can harness it. If you become really the spirit, you can manage that also. But at the rational level and the human level, they achieve the science. But science is still a blind lane. And not only that, but it has a linear movement by which we have developed horrible things like atom bombs and all these modern things which are shattering our confidence. So the second group of people were searching in this. There was a third group of people who came out of the third power of Mahalakshmi, who were the people who were just trying to see the spirit evolve themselves. And the third type of people were the ones who went into the forest and lived there. Thank God, India is such a country that you can live under a tree. You don't have to wear a coat and hat when you have to go out of the house, spend about 15 minutes dressing up yourself to protect. So this place, India, is a place where you can live in a forest, you don't need much, you can eat fruits and you can be happy there. So the attention of people did not move outside as it moved in the West. They were not bothered as to get protection for themselves, make the houses, or to then get the cars and all those things which are needed for human comfort. I mean, it went to the other extreme of comfort. But in India, when this meditation took place, these great seers worked it out in such a way to find out what is the method of evolution. You'll be surprised, 14 years back, we have a poet called Markandeya who has described the evolutionary process in human beings. He has described it clearly, how the Kundalini rises, how she gives you the moksha, the realization. There nobody said that Kundalini is a dangerous thing and you get burnings and you get all these things that you read about Kundalini, such dangerous thing about her. Because only about 100 years back, I think at the most, some people went to India, especially Germans, and they got interested in the erotic art of India, which is anti-God activity, and they found out that those people who were so-called erotics and the people who supported all that kind of thing were the people who were saying that Kundalini can be awakened, but if you awaken the Kundalini, there's a lot of heat and you start jumping, you start behaving in a funny manner, and you have to go through it to become a saint, which was absolutely a wrong conception. As I told you yesterday, that they gave a very, very wrong conception to the Western people who went down, who wrote those books, and they don't know whether the Kundalini is in the stomach or in the brain. So it was a second-hand knowledge from people who have no authority towards Kundalini. Now this is known, very well known in India, because in the 6th century we had the advent of a great person of the name of Adi Shankaracharya, the primordial Shankaracharya, who came and established that it is the mother who can awaken the Kundalini, and that the Kundalini is your own mother. She is the Holy Ghost within you, the Adi Shakti, and she herself achieves your transformation. He said, na yogena sankhena. By any talk, by any rationality, by anything, it cannot be done. It has to be done spontaneously by the person who has the authority to awaken it. Now the authority doesn't come to you from going to any school, college or anything. It comes to you from God Himself. It cannot come to you, say if this Mother Earth has the authority that if you put any seed in it spontaneously sprouts. Because it's the quality of the Mother Earth that does the job. So all the living processes are done through the quality of the personality of, say, Mother Earth or the sun or the moon. All of them have that quality to do it. In the same way, the person who has that qualification to do it can only awaken the Kundalini. Every Tom, Dick and Harry cannot do it. But this started just after the 6th century. This thing started very much. In India, people started making money out of it, that we are going to raise your Kundalini, Kundalini can be risen, this can happen, that can happen. And then they started saying that you have to pass through your subconscious, because they found these people were all possessed. They got lost. They became recluses. See, many people who got this kind of Kundalini awakening went into funny situation. Then a great personality like Guru Nanaka came on this earth. And he said that all these nonsensical things are not what Kundalini is. The Kundalini is your mother, and she rises without any trouble through different chakras. And the one who supported him and explained Sahaja Yoga in a very good way was the great personality of Kabira. And Kabira has described everything about Kundalini but in poetry. But human beings have a great sense how to twist and turn everything into something that's juxtaposition. Like he talked about the Kundalini and called Kundalini as Surati. And he lived in Bihar and he preached about it in Bihar. And there people call tobacco as the Surati. So you can imagine how people twist the truth into just the opposite to call tobacco as the Surati. So this has happened with every great incarnation who came on this earth. So it was very clearly, openly talked about by Sri Adi Shankaracharya on the 6th century, because he said it should not be done secretly anymore. We should not be very selective. We have to give this knowledge to the masses, because the day will come when people will get their mass realization and they should be prepared for it. Then came another great saintly age in Maharashtra, where many saints were born all over the country. There were saints born even in the Uttar Pradesh and also in Gujarat, Bengal, and also in places like Madhya Pradesh. And these saints, all of them, said that you all should get your self-realization. Unless and until you get your self-realization, you cannot understand our language. Of course, all of them were butchered, troubled and tortured. Then only about 60 years back, a new type of rational sort of gurudom came up. Because people realized that there are Western people who would like to have some sort of a rationality attached to God. And they started coming down here and started talking about Vedanta, this, that, all kinds of things, big things they talked. But nobody talked that you must get your self-realization. And even if they talked about it, they did not say that it's a happening that has to take place, the Kundalini is the one that has to do it, and you better face. So people formed another, then here big organizations were formed. Last 60 years we have had all kinds of these pseudo-intellectual religious leaders in our country. And then came the another type who were absolutely fake people who started saying that when you get your realization, before that you have to become mad. Unless and until you become mad, you cannot get realization. So the poor Kundalini has to suffer. The seekers, who are a special category of people, are to be born in these modern times. They have to be born because this is the day of judgment. Here you are going to be judged by your Kundalini. And if you do not accept that judgment, then when are you going to do it? It's only your Kundalini which is going to judge you. She is your mother. She doesn't trouble you. She doesn't do any harm to you. She is the one who represents the Aquarius, the Kumbha. Aquarian age they say, but they don't know what it is, the Aquarius. What does it do? It represents the Mother Earth within us. The Mother Earth who nourishes us, who soothes us, who comforts us, and who takes us to the reality of life, to the living reality of life, that you are the spirit. You are not this world, you are not this myth, you are not these conventional things, you are not these mental conceptions, but you are the spirit which is absolute. And when you become the spirit, you become, again, it is the becoming that is important. It's not just a make-believe. You are not to believe in something, but it is a happening that should take place. Is to be understood in a very open-mindedness, because you have got the power. You have got your Mother Kundalini within you. She is residing within you. You have got your spirit shining in your heart. It has to come in your attention. It is your own power which has to manifest. It is you who has to become the Guru. It is you who has to know what is the real guidance, what is the wisdom, what is the ultimate. It's nobody else who is going to gain by that but you to begin with. And once you become that, you also become collectively conscious. In Sanskrit language, a realized soul is called as Dvijaha, means born again. I mean, people also can certify, I'm born again sort of thing. You cannot certify like that, because a born again has to have the qualities and the capacities, also the power of that. So, also a little bird is called as Dvijaha. Bird is called as a Dvijaha because it is first an egg and then it is transformed into a bird. In the same way, you must get complete transformation within. The whole lifestyle should change, the whole being should change, and you should become again collectively conscious. You have to become. Now, Yogi was telling me, Mother, when you say collectively conscious, they think that it is the word from Jung. Jung was a realized soul. So if he has used that word, he has used the right word, the truthful word. But for that, you don't have to go to
can sit in silent meditation for a few moments and just absorb all those powerful words. Tell me how, please show me how can I be a vessel of love? Tell me how, please show me how can I serve you more? Tell me how, please show me how can I open up my heart to you? Tell me how, please show me how can I dedicate my life to the truth? Devotion, fall into the ocean. 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 Tell me how, please show me how can I be a humble soul? Tell me how, please show me how can I surrender my ego? Tell me how, please show me how can I open up my heart to you? Tell me how, please show me how can I dedicate my life to your truth? Devotion, fall into the ocean. 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 We can once again take our right hand and follow the path of the Kundalini up to the top of the head. Do this a few times. And let's feel the power of our Kundalini above our Sahasrara. Bring our hands to Namaste at our chest, thanking Shri Mataji for this beautiful gift of self-realization, all of this powerful knowledge, these powerful tools to deepen our experience of this life. We can once again raise our Kundalini and give a bandhan. As you are doing the bandhan, you can bring your attention to each chakra, starting with the Muladhara, Shri Ganesha, Saraswati Brahmadeva, the Swadhisthana, Shri Lakshmi Vishnu at the Nabi, Shri Durga Mata, the heart, Shri Radha Krishna, the Vishuddhi, Shri Jesus Mary at the Agya, and Shri Adi Shakti at the Sahasrara. Jai Shri Mataji. Thank you so much to everyone for joining. It's nice to be meditating with you all once again as you deepen on your spiritual journey. And a big thank you to Rachita for the tech support, Uncle John Michelle for hosting the breakout rooms earlier. And thank you all for coming, taking time out of your evening and your day to meditate together. I'm not sure if Rachita is still with us.
I am. I was waiting to see, are we doing more music or? But completely up to you. Thank you for singing that song earlier. I will tell everyone. So guys, this song she just sang, it's in the Sending Love concert. I sent you all a link last week, and I'll send it again. And I stumbled upon the song she just sang, just by randomly sort of scrubbing through, and I got hooked. So I made a special request she would sing it. So thank you so much. I was singing along right here. So.
I'm so happy.
And would you have more time, Rosie Didi, to do a little bit more, or do you have to go for the night?
Is that everyone's desire?
Come on, people, cheer up. Yes, we
Yes,
want more.
yes,
So.
yes, please.
Yes, there you go. We've got 2 fans here.
Okay, sure. What do we want? Do we want a bhajan or we want an original song?
You tell me, sis. Go with your heart. What would you like? All the bhajans are ready if you'd like me to put the words up. Yeah.
Well, do we want to have a sing-along or do you want to have a listening session?
Unfortunately, we'll have to do a listening because Zoom will scatter us all.
No, I don't mean a live sing-along. I mean
okay.
a muted sing-along.
Muted sing-along, yes.
Well, we can do one of the bhajans, Jai Ganaraya.
Sure, I can, yes. So what I'll do is, guys, I'll bring up the word so you can all join us too. So this is, as we know, bhajan, and it's in the bhajan book that we use on yogis.com.au/books. So here is a song called Jai Ganaraya in Sanskrit, and I'll pass it back to Rosie. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So here are the lyrics, and yeah, just follow along at your own pace. Once you feel comfortable, sing along, and don't worry, nobody can hear you. So you don't have to be self-confident because everyone's muted. So sing to your heart's content, nice and loud with lots of joy. So this one is dedicated to Shri Ganesha, who, as we know, is the Lord of the Muladhara Chakra and the Lord of Joy. So let's have some fun. Jai Ganaraya, Shri Ganaraya, Jai Ganaraya, Shri Ganaraya, Jai Ganaraya, Shri Ganaraya, Mangalamurti Moria, Jai Ganaraya, Shri Ganaraya, Mangalamurti Moria. Shall we do the chorus again? So you can sing along? Let's go. Jai Ganaraya, Shri Ganaraya, Jai Ganaraya, Shri Ganaraya, Jai Ganaraya, Shri Ganaraya, Mangalamurti Moria, Jai Ganaraya, Shri Ganaraya, Mangalamurti Moria. To the verse. Siddhi Vinayaka, Mangaladata, Siddhi Vinayaka, Mangaladata, Ashtavinayaka, Mangaladayaka, Mangalamurti Moria, Ashtavinayaka, Mangaladayaka, Mangalamurti Moria. To the chorus all together. Jai Ganaraya, Shri Ganaraya, Jai Ganaraya, Shri Ganaraya, Jai Ganaraya, Shri Ganaraya, Mangalamurti Moria, Jai Ganaraya, Shri Ganaraya, Mangalamurti Moria. So we'll do the second verse, but we'll get Rachita to put up the page a bit so you can see the words. Great, perfect. The second verse. Sindhura Vadana, Sankata Harana. Again. Sindhura Vadana, Sankata Harana, Sindhura Vadana, Sankata Harana, Ganapati Bappa Moria. Sindhura Vadana, Sankata Harana, Ganapati Bappa Moria. Back to the chorus. Here we go. Jai Ganaraya, Shri Ganaraya, Jai Ganaraya, Shri Ganaraya, Jai Ganaraya, Shri Ganaraya, Mangalamurti Moria, Jai Ganaraya, Shri Ganaraya, Mangalamurti Moria, Mangalamurti Moria, Mangalamurti Moria. To the third verse. Nirmala Mata, Anandadata, Nirmala Mata, Anandadata, Nirmala Mataji, Ganesha Janani, Mangalamurti Moria, Nirmala Mataji, Ganesha Janani, Mangalamurti Moria. Back to the chorus, let's go. Jai Ganaraya, Shri Ganaraya, Jai Ganaraya,
Woohoo! That was amazing. Woo. Say it on behalf of everyone.
I hope you were able to follow along. It's a beautiful, beautiful bhajan for Shri Ganesha.
Very beautiful voice.
Thanks, Uncle. Thank you so much. Nice to see you again.
Very, very nice. More, uncle.
And thank you everyone for your kind words. Really appreciate that. Well, what about Jago Kundalini Ma?
Oh, yes.
That's a beautiful one to
Very
bring
nice.
us into a peaceful mood to go off to sleep for those in this hemisphere. And for those who are just starting their day or in their afternoon, this can take you into the afternoon, into the evening. Jago Kundalini Ma. Another beautiful bhajan, praising the Kundalini and asking for her to awaken within us. Jago. How is this key for everyone? Jago Kundalini Ma.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay,
Perfect.
cool.
Yep.
Great. Jago Kundalini Ma, karo sab pe kripa. Jago Kundalini Ma, karo sab pe kripa. Let's do the chorus again. Jago Kundalini Ma, karo sab pe kripa. Try sing along. Jago Kundalini Ma, karo sab pe kripa. Sahasrar mein aanke, सहस्रार में आके छू ही लेंगे वो हमार समान जागो कुंडलिनी माँ करो सब पे कृपा जागो कुंडलिनी माँ करो We'll try the first verse together. Muladhara mein tum beti ho maa, sadiyon se tum soyi hui. Muladhara mein tum beti ho maa, sadiyon se tum soyi hui. इच्छा हुई पाले तुझको, इच्छा हुई पाले तुझको, हासिल हो तुम जागो कुंडलिनी माँ, जागो कुंडलिनी माँ, करो सब पे कृपा, जागो second verse so Rachita can move the screen. Thank you. समा जाओ माँ मजा में अभी सभी चक्र तुम निरंजित करो समा जाओ माँ मजा में अभी सभी चक्र तुम निरंजित करो गणेश स्वयं पूजे तुझको गणेश स्वयं पूजे तुझको शरण में तेरी जागो कुंडलिनी माँ जागो कुंडलिनी माँ करो सब पे कृपा जागो कुंडलिनी माँ करो सब पे कृपा सोई आत्मा में प्रकाश भरो जो बिखरे है चित्त एकत्रित करो सोई आत्मा में प्रकाश भरो जो बिखरे है चित्त एकत्रित करो तभी दूर होंगे अंधेरे तभी दूर होंगे अंधेरे रोशनी में तेरी जागो कुंडलिनी माँ जागो कुंडलिनी माँ करो सब पे कृपा जागो कुंडलिनी माँ करो सब पे कृपा सहस्रार में आके सहस्रार में आके छूए लेंगे मोहम्मद समान जागो कुंडलिनी माँ करो सब पे कृपा जागो कुंडलिनी माँ करो सब पे कृपा करो सब पे कृपा करो सब पे कृपा Jai Shri Mataji, and thank you so much for singing along.
Thank you, Rosie. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Can we be greedy and ask for one more song of anything you'd like? Any of your creations or
Um,
An original, maybe.
An original?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what we got. Hmm. I'm all thoughtless. I'm all meditative. I can't think. Can't think of a song to do.
you can do Shivoham, the 7 chakra song.
Rachita knows all of them.
I'm your fan.
I love
I've
it.
studied your group.
I love it. Well, actually, what would be nice as well if everyone could follow our Facebook as well as our YouTube channel. So we've got some new music coming out soon, and then you can be part of the journey. So Raya Music Love is the is what you type into YouTube. What about a dedication song to Shri Mataji?
Go ahead, girl, whatever you like.
Okay. This is a song dedicated to Shri Mataji because she's blessed our lives in such beautiful ways, and the small way we can repay her is by sharing the gift that she's given us and creating art as well, because when we meditate more and more, our creativity also beautifully develops within us. This is a song that was inspired by her, for her. Nirmala Devi Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi Adi Shakti Shri Mataji. Every fiber of our beings surrenders again and again to you. So blessed to be simple drops in the ocean of your love. We're so lucky, lucky, lucky. So lucky, lucky, lucky. So lucky, lucky, lucky to have you. We're so lucky, lucky, lucky. So lucky, lucky, lucky. So lucky, lucky, lucky to have you. Dear my love, Devi, Adi Shakti Shri Mataji, Dear my love, Devi, Adi Shakti Shri Mataji. The blessing of lifetimes is to be at your lotus feet. We thank you for this blessing of lifetimes and for all the joy and love that you gift us with. We're so lucky, lucky, lucky. So lucky, lucky, lucky. So lucky, lucky, lucky to have you. We're so lucky, lucky, lucky. So lucky, lucky, lucky. So lucky, lucky, lucky to have you. We're so lucky, lucky, lucky. So lucky, lucky, lucky. So lucky, lucky, lucky to have you. Dear my love, Devi, Adi Shakti Shri Mataji. Nirmala Devi, Adi Shakti Shri Mataji ki jai.
Shri Mataji, very beautiful.
Thank you, Uncle.
You have to read all the messages in the chat.
Oh, so sweet, so sweet.
Thank you, Rosie. That was very, very beautiful. Can you tell us a bit about that composition? Like, when did you write it, or how did it come to you?
When did I write it? I think I was living in Amsterdam, and I used to take my guitar to this beautiful park nearby, and there was all these weeping willows next to the canal, and I just watched the birds and the ducklings playing in the summer and the spring, and I would just be so inspired by this nature around me. And you know, who creates the nature? Who's the creator of the nature? It was just so inspiring, and I felt such profound love and gratitude to the Creator, to our Mother. So that's how this song was born. I got a lot of inspiration in that same park nearby in Amsterdam. That was where Raya was born. Our band was actually born there. we took it when Rochelle was visiting in the summer a few years ago, 2019. We took our instruments to the park, and these songs just gifted. They just fell in, they just worked through us as we were with our instruments in the park, and all of these songs were coming. That's when Become Yourself came through as well, and Shiva Ham came through, and a lot of other ones. So that park was a big source of inspiration, and that's where all these songs were born.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what you could do is, as part of these programs online, we could have like maybe once a week or something like that. You know, as you've done just before, you sing a bhajan and wish you the words. It would be great for people to actually learn the songs that way, because when Shri Mataji taught us these songs with the translation, it really adds more into our opening of the heart. I'm sure everyone would be happy to try that.
Absolutely. It is so nice to have the lyrics there and to read the translations as well. You just get the meaning all together and realize the profound meaning of all these bhajans. And you just realize that English kind of falls short. It just doesn't capture the same depth that Sanskrit and Hindi and Marathi, these languages, they carry so much more. Each word has so much more depth and so much more meaning. But we get to see that when we read these translations.
And it opens the sastra even more every time. When you were singing, it was just...
I know, I was like, can this not end, please?
That's Rosie's problem. When she starts, people keep asking.
I know. I was like, poor thing. But then I was like, it's okay. We can be a bit selfish and ask. So.
Well, to be honest, I don't get to play for people so often at the moment, so I'm very happy.
You can sing away, girl. You've got Uncle John and I here. I think plenty will join. So
it'll just be us three at the end.
Yes.
We are the registered fans.
Yes, we are. I think we've got plenty others as well. If anyone else wants to have, actually, I'll give this opportunity, make this a bit interactive. If anyone else on the floor wants to turn on the camera, we've got a don't want to stop. So this is positive. Your YouTube comments as well, I've been keeping an eye. It's been going really good there. And maybe we'll give a quick moment. Does anyone want to unmute, turn on their camera?
I just quickly want to say, I want to say hi to Patricia, because before, when it was just starting out, when the 21-day meditation was just starting out, it was the first time that you got the mentors to come. Before the mentor program was established, we did breakout rooms that first time.
Yep.
And I was in a breakout room with Patricia, and this was so long ago, you know, this was months and months and months ago, and it's so great to see her continuing here. So hi Patricia, thanks for all your beautiful words, and so happy to see you here on the journey still.
Auntie Patricia, do you want to say hi? You're not too shy? Or...
She sent me a whole bunch of messages.
That's nice. Are you there, Auntie Patricia? Do you want to turn on your camera or say hello? Or... Oh yeah, there we go.
I've done that much. I've got headphones on and I'm in bits. I've come to bed.
That's okay. We're not judging. It's all right. So.
Yeah. Well, I got lost on that first time of that meditation you're referring to, Rosie.
Say
I got
again.
lost that time, so I don't remember who I shared a room with.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, it was me. There you go.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, thanks for remembering. That's amazing.
It's been a long journey. So.
Yeah. Oh, I'm way behind you people, but it's wonderful.
Oh, everyone's at their own pace. There's no judgment here. You don't have to compare. It's really an individual journey. So at your own pace, as long as you're enjoying it and you're feeling the benefits, that's the main thing.
You're in Australia now?
Yeah, I'm in Melbourne right now.
Oh, You have work with you there.
I got my family, my mom and my sister is here. I'm just visiting. Haven't seen them in 2 years, so it's really good to.
Oh, okay. I've just had my Melbourne family up here from Melbourne.
Nice. Oh, good.
I've just gone back today. Hence, I'm back.
You're based in
Okay.
you're based in the UK, aren't you, Auntie Patricia?
No, I'm at northern New South Wales.
Oh, you know the New South. Oh, sorry, you are in Australia. Oh, nice. Okay, awesome.
I might be a different Patricia.
Maybe
I'm in
someone else.
Terranora,
Yeah.
just south of Coolangatta Airport.
Oh, there we go. Like
Yeah,
South
not
of.
far
Okay,
from.
you're okay. I mean, I'm Brisbane.
not-
Uncle John, Michelle, Sydney. Rosie's in Melbourne right now. We've got the three
That's really
cities.
covered.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
nice.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Auntie Pat.
Patricia. Happy meditating. Jai Shri Mataji.
All right.
Anyone else want to say a quick hi if they're not too shy? Or... I think we got Auntie Rita Skipper there. If I can see Auntie Rita. Yeah, Auntie Rita, you want to say hi? Are you and Rena or Anya again?
Rina, did you like the music?
She said
There you go, Auntie Anya.
her cat loved it.
Yes, her cat loved it. Nipples liked it. So
It's a good
hi,
sign.
Auntie Anya.
Yeah, it's just lovely listening to it all.
Thank you, Ania.
And I really loved the sound meditation. I really did.
Wonderful.
It's in my notes to keep repeating it.
Wonderful.
Like I was saying earlier.
That's good.
I will share with I'll share to Chita actually. Well, actually, yeah, you can go back to the video and watch it again on YouTube.
Yes, yeah. It's sort of finding it, but I think it's about 27 minutes. I made a note.
Should be right in the beginning. Yep. If you go back and find it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Great.
Or what I could do maybe in this video, I can put like timestamps. If people want to go back to listen to this again, in the YouTube description, there'll be a timestamp, so you can just click on that time instead of having to keep scrubbing forward.
Great idea.
That would be wonderful. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we started doing that, I remember, for the first series, and then that was my job. I got a bit lazy, so I will add this one because it is a musical episode. So yeah.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ania.
Anyone else, Lucky La? Auntie Rina, are you sure you don't want to turn on your camera? We can see your comment, but would you like anyone else? Would they like to turn on the camera? Oh. I think we've got a very shy bunch here. Yes. No, last. Okay. Time's up. Okay. So, oh, network not allowed. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. No problem. Alrighty. So, Rosie, how much are you for time? Would you like to sing more, or do you have to leave? Given it's 10:30. Come on, Uncle John, Michelle, side with me here.
It's Grandma Rosie's bedtime.
No problem at all.
I'm always for it. You know, when we were in India with Baba Mama, he was telling us Nat is young, and we would be dancing and singing from, say, 6 in the afternoon till 2 in the morning. And we forget time because it's so enjoyable. The joy is carrying us. It's the same when you sing. It's so beautiful.
Thank you, Uncle. It is. The power of music is so powerful. So powerful.
Yeah.
So many joyful memories of Ganapati Pule, India tours with all the music, concerts into the early hours of the morning.
You know, we had another experience about singing and music. We went to Uluru with a small group of 16 people. There was about 6 or 7 of us from Music of Joy and other yogis. And we spent 3 days at Uluru. And we were used to go early morning to meditate at the rock and in the evening as well. And one evening especially, we were there on the car park, we were meditating, and then we sang some bhajans. And the joy that we felt was like Sri Ganesha was a person and so happy. We felt the joy that I couldn't even describe. And we were singing, and then at some point the ranger was telling us, we have to turn off the lights because it's late. We're closing the car park. And he left, and we were in the dark. But we had so much joy, we couldn't stop. So we were all in the dark, and we kept singing in the night like this.
Wow.
I will never forget. Yes, Uluru was a big experience.
Very nice.
Have you been there, Rosie, to Uluru?
No, I have such a desire to go. So
You have to go.
I must go.
For sure. You should
Absolutely.
go. Yes.
Maybe you can see from this trip, even you can swing by a couple of days or
That would be amazing. I hope so.
It is a unique place that, you know, in India, we have seen many holy sites and swayambhus, but Uluru is not stronger, but it's different. The Sri Ganesha's, what I felt personally is Sri Ganesha's joy. Like you can imagine the joy in a small child, but to a spiritual level of that dimension. That was what we felt. I had so much joy. I could not. It would not fit. It was not fitting in me anymore. I was, overflooding.
Wow.
That's the way. And when I came back from this trip, I was telling everyone, trust me, Uluru is not a rock.
It's not just a rock, yes.
It's not just a rock, for sure.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yes, jump in. Yes.
Oh, yeah. There was a trip of people who went to Uluru, not last Christmas, but the one before, and there was going to be a very special event. And the Indigenous people said that the magic box was going to be opened. And some people were photographing the sky because on this specific night it was a significant day in the astrological calendar. I think it was the 21st of December 2020. But anyway, so a lot of people were looking to that date as something significant. But so about 100 people went, and images came of the sky. There was this incredibly blue sky, like something you've never seen. And then when they were looking at the photographs later on, they saw that there is this incredibly vibrant white halo around Uluru. And so they saw that as being, an emanation from Uluru, and that it was the magic box had been opened.
Oh,
but
wow.
they could only see it on the images, as often that happens with photographs, So, yeah.
Wow. That's good.
And also simultaneously, Atlanta at the other end of, like if you go through Uluru, apparently it goes straight through to Atlanta. And they had a similar blue, incredibly different kind of blue, like indigo, like some unusual blue color sky that was the same as what was at Uluru that night, equally.
Wow.
In 2020.
2020, just think it was December 21st, 22nd. It was a symbolic date. I can't remember much around it, but on YouTube, there's a guy and his son, Forgotten Origins it's called, Stephen and Evan Strong, and they do a lot around sacred sites in Australia. They're the most significant kind of storytellers, and they're also custodians and of all sorts of things, magic rocks and just sites. Very, very special sites. They've been given custodianship from Indigenous people.
Let's all
very interesting people.
Let's all go to Uluru one day and sing to the divine over there.
Yeah,
we shall. Let's go 21-day cruise. So
21 days in Uluru.
21 days in Uluru. That's it.
Perfect.
I mean,
thank you so much for the beautiful singing. Yeah, it was magic. And John Michel, to your point, that was that's exactly what it's about. Just going into the zone of the mantras and where you're coming from, the heartfeltness of that, it really it was beautiful. Yeah.
The thing is, with Sahaja Yoga, the basic realization process is the beginning of our awakening. But then there are so many nerves, so many aspects of our being that can be awakened. With music, we awaken some parts of ourselves that we cannot do in talking. So it's very important to have sessions like what Rosie has done today, where we express mantras, the pure sound of mantras. Then we experience the bhajan singing, which is a different part of music as well. Then we have silent meditations. We have meditations with mantras in Sanskrit. We have meditations in mantras in English. So we have so many things that we have to cover to get ourselves the full enjoyment of Sahaja Yoga.
Very well said, Uncle John Michelle. Like, I think that's the main thing. I personally feel, because I'm someone as well, I get bored very easily. So if it's always mantras, I'm just like, oh my gosh, So that's why I was like, yeah, you need the music. You just need something different sometimes to awaken you a bit and go, oh, okay, yeah, be fun, be fresh. So that's why I'm so glad Rosie could join us today, because I love how, you put a twist even to the bhajans. It was just like this jazz feel to it. And I was like, I like it. It's something new, something fresh. And her original creations, of course, which just inspires you to go, you know what? Okay, Sahaja Yoga is not just about, like, me personally from an Indian background. It's always like, okay, Sanskrit mantras, Indian bhajans, and you don't want to get into that rigmarole of just being stuck in that. There's so much more out there. And I hope we'll bring more creative sessions for you all, like some more musicians in, to just bring that difference. So I just want to say thank you everyone for the praise. I knew everyone would love this session, and thank you, Joanne, for what you shared as well. And actually, Joanne, where are you based? If you don't mind me asking.
Country Victoria, so I'm between Bendigo and Ballarat.
So Australia as well. Hey.
Yeah.
Another
Bendigo.
Aussie. Woo.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, I got on an email list many years ago. Someone introduced me to Sahaj about 2011, and I got my realizations through that person. And I learned about the ear candling, foot soaks. Yeah. And but yeah, I got on an email list, and I know there's a couple of places in Melbourne. There's the city centre. There's also 2 other places in the outskirts of Melbourne. So the emails came very sporadically over the years until lockdown.
Yeah. Nice.
So, but I've been on your email list for a very long time, and so it's incredible where you've taken this.
That's great.
Have you connected with any yogis, Joanne? Have you met anyone in your area or in Melbourne?
No, not in my area. Although that person that was introduced it to me used to run meditation classes at the Melbourne City Centre, and but because of the lockdown and things were, and are not able to be accessed, it was an interesting journey to come via the community, which replaced the physical community completely for me. It's just been really amazing. So I look forward to getting to one of the centres, but almost I've been completely fulfilled this way. But it'll be an experience to get into a group and physically sit with people. And
I know
the vibration.
I know of some yogis in Bendigo.
Oh yeah, I know there was a centre there. Do you? Yeah, well, that was closed. Look, I looked up on the website, so I don't know if Bendigo's open yet. But do you? So
if you wanted to get in touch, one-on-one with them.
Yeah, that'd be great. I was hoping about Bendigo, something would happen. Yeah, like I'd see some news about them opening up the spot that they get together. But yeah, that'd be great. So.
I'll pass on the info to Rachita, and she can pass it on to you.
I was just going to ask, Joanne, are you in our WhatsApp group where we give updates about this current Ashram series we're doing? Are you in that group at the moment?
There's a lot of look, I just uploaded WhatsApp tonight actually on my desktop. And I noticed that look, I'm in a lot of groups. But yeah, which one? There's the 20.
So the one where we run for this particular series,
Every Wednesday it's called.
yeah, it's called
Oh, that's the
21
one.
ADV.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just open it up now. Okay, well, I'll just put my number in there, Richie. Don't.
Yeah, or even if you want to message me on Zoom or however, that way I can remember you. And what I might do is maybe can I pass you on to you, Rosie, her number, and then you can connect some Bendigo yoga. Yeah,
sure.
sweet. So,
Thank you. Yeah, it's been beautiful tonight. All this connection and more to come.
awesome.
Thank you.
Very good. Thanks, Joanne. Thank you. And we hope to see you maybe in Australian like seminar or puja or
Yeah.
something. So
Right,
yeah.
great. I've seen a couple of messages there. Yeah, someone beautiful meditation, Rosie, amazing coolness and vibration. Jay Shri Mataji, love the songs. Okay, so Rashida, I'll just put my number in there.
Yep, awesome. Yep, 21 ADV group. Yep, I'll keep track. And Rosie's in that group actually as well. So Rosie will see it. Yep, yep.
Thank you so much. Okay, good night.
Awesome. No worries, no worries. Anyone else? I think Renee, did you unmute yourself? Renee Isaacs.
Where am I?
Are you there? Hang on, where's your video? Have you turned it on? Oh yeah. Oh, you're on back on mute. Okay. It was accidental. Anyone else? Final chance if you wanna say a hello or yeah, if you're not in our WhatsApp group at all, 21 ADV, please let me know. I'm quite sure you all should be, but yeah.
Reina wants to come to Australia and she wants to come to Uluru with us.
And so does Anne. I think we got Anne said as well. So. No, definitely. Please, you're more than welcome, guys. If you ever visit a country, you can always get in touch with Sahaja Yogis. And yeah.
I have a question for Rosie. Are you doing a live concert sometime?
Haven't had a chance to do so. Well, with Raya or solo, but either way.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. When do you? Are you going to do one, or do you?
At the moment, there's no technology where you can do concerts, in different parts of the world together, unfortunately. So Rochelle and I haven't been able to do anything live together. However, she came to Egypt early this year, and we did lots of recording together. So
I saw what you've done. Yes, definitely beautiful.
We got some more music to release. I'm actually soon going to go to Sydney, and I've got a Sydney band as well. We do Indian jazz fusion called Shanti Fire. So you'll have to come to one of our concerts.
Yeah. So please let us know when you do, because if you have to find a hall, and we will all come.
Great.
Uncle John's like, sign me up. So
of course. If you need any help to set up whatever, I'm happy to help.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I'll let you know. We've got a beautiful.
At least I will do the advertising.
Oh, great! Even better.
We'll help out too, virtually. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
So as you guys know, Rosie's now based in Egypt. So she was in Amsterdam before. She shifted to Egypt now with her husband in Cairo, if I'm not wrong, correct? Or yes. So she's down in Australia for a holiday. Her family pretty much based here. So yes, she'll come to Sydney soon. I'm not sure. Maybe if Uncle John, you both can meet briefly. I don't know if Rosie will have the itinerary capacity, maybe. So
yeah, I think Rosie, if you come to Sydney, just come to Burwood. At the moment, I'm doing a program on Thursdays and Mondays nights in Burwood online. And you got to come to Burwood because Shri Mataji has come here so many times, and you will enjoy a lot there anyway.
Absolutely.
If you can, let us know.
I've got your number, so we'll be in touch.
Yes, definitely. And if I go to Egypt, oh my God, I've never been there.
I've never been there as well. Yeah,
I would love to go. And wow,
we have a contact. Yeah. Actually, Rosie, I remember you told me earlier, are there many yogis in Cairo or Egypt? Like just one, solo. Oh, there we go.
There's an Egyptian yogini. She was living in Dubai several years ago, and she got her realization in Dubai. And it was lots of a large Indian collective in Dubai. So they really taught her solid foundations, all the bhajans with good accent, good pronunciation. And she just developed, really strong foundation. And then she had to come back to Egypt, and she was just by herself. And she was always praying. She's like, please, can a yogi, marry an Egyptian and come to Egypt? And it, the wish was granted. And so several years later I came, and so we just meet, the two of us, and we do meditations and pujas together and sing bhajans and have a lot of joy.
Wow. There we go.
Okay, let's organize a trip to Egypt then.
Time to do a tour there, I reckon. Yep.
Well, there was one, 2015, there was a Meditate to Regenerate.
Yes, there was. Yes.
Yeah, my son Madhava was there.
Oh, yes. So he would have met her. He would have met Rania. She was the translator.
I saw the photos, yes.
Yeah.
He loved it, actually. Yeah.
Actually, there was one, because I gave, lots of realization, and there was one young girl, I think she was maybe 20 at the time. She got her realization, and she just was so drawn to the power of the yuvas, of the young people, and she just followed. She went to every program, every performance, and she was there the whole time. And she actually did develop. She established as a yogi, slowly over the years, and so she was meditating with us as well. And then she moved to Japan.
She's in Japan. Okay.
But she's met with the Japan collective.
Good. Yeah, Uncle Hitoshi and her. Yep. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go, eh? It's so
from
international.
From that tour, there was one person established.
Wow.
There we go. Right. Even if one, it's all right. Like that's what I think Uncle John and I were saying, guys. It's always, I think even as Sahaja yogis, so we all find sometimes we're like, we need numbers. Why aren't people coming? And Mother always says in the talk, it's always quality, not quantity. So the main thing is always, guys, focusing on your ascent. And like Rosie said, spread it to your family and friends, but don't get bogged down if you're like, my mom's not doing it, my husband's not doing it, my brother's not doing it. You will just suffer otherwise. Just let it go. Let it be. You focus on yourself. And I remember Auntie Jenny used to say in our early sessions, through you, the vibrations are spreading. So your children, your husband, whoever, if your attention is on there, like my mom always also says, then mother is also looking after them. So just a little thing there, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, we had a discussion in the breakout room with Anya, and she was saying something very important, is what made her stay with our programs is because she feels there is no pressure on her from us. And that's very important. We don't need to put pressure on anyone to either meditate or do anything. We just need to share. We want to share our joy and how free we are, and this should be enough to attract people and let them try for themselves. But we don't need to put any pressure on anyone.
Yeah, that's it. There you go, Auntie Anya's here. Hello. Thank you for that comment again. It was very lovely. So yeah.
Still here listening to you. I'm sort of doing my own things because it's 1 o'clock here. Then, it's nearly 2 afternoon.
Auntie Anya, are you like working at the moment? Like, do you
No, I'm retired. I'm retired, but still, I've got a dental appointment today later.
Fun.
There's always something, So usually my age is all health issues.
I know what you mean. It's same with my grandma who lives with us. Like the poor thing, like something happens and then everything was going good. And then just recently, she's having another issue with the leg. So it was just like, okay. But touch wood, I think it must be the generation. She was so strong and so stoic. While we were sort of freaking out, like she had just like sort of this wound thing. And she's like, it's fine. It'll get better. Don't worry. I'm like, I'm like hyperventilating because of blood. I freak out when I see blood. So I just look at her for that courage that she's just, like you said, something always happens, but keep living life. It's okay. It'll be fine. So yeah. So I like that attitude.
But yeah, I'm really, you're repeating it again and again what I said, but I think it's so important to understand that you just allow people, because then they continue, they even more. I think people have to develop things for themselves. They need a help from people like you, because if they don't know anything about something, they have to start somewhere, but then they find their own ways around it. And like I said, I think, it's definitely me. If they start being told this, to understand it can be counterproductive. Yeah,
Absolutely. It's
That's
more
right.
enjoyable that way anyway.
It's an organic living process, and you can't control how a tree, or how a flower blooms, when a flower blooms. It's really an organic process. So we just have to nourish it, give it the water it needs, and
the first who does it that way is Shri Mataji. Shri Mataji never put pressure on anyone ever.
That's
but
right.
I'm also thinking that every human being is different. You can't put us in one pigeonhole. We are so different, and we are, so that's why it has to be left to us in a way. And I like the way you said it, Rosie. You just water the plant, and plant will grow the way, or will die even with the water. By the way,
That's right.
interesting from what you just said, too much water can make it die.
Too much sunlight, too much water, all balance. So
Yeah.
all about balance. Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful one.
yeah, I think
Anyway.
I read this Facebook quote that like humans are like plants. We need sun and water, so we're like plants with emotions. And I'm like, I like that. So, so don't forget to get sunlight as well, people. So
And music.
and what was that, Uncle John? No.
And music.
Music.
We need water, sun, and music.
Music. So
We've got the music and what's the other? Water, but the sun, that's not
we've
too
got some
much.
nice sun right here in this photo.
great.
Thank you again.
Thanks,
you.
Auntie Anya. Thank you. Alrighty, wow. So that was really nice, guys. I think a very lovely, spontaneous mini Q&A or a bit of a storytelling. So I just want to say a big thanks to Rosie again for joining us, and I hope you enjoy the remainder of your Australia trip. Even Uncle John, Michelle, thank you so much for coming along today. And what I might just do is, guys, is I'm just going to share, it's just spontaneously came to me to just share a couple of health things with everyone. So what I might do is, Rosie, if you do need to go, I will not hold you back. So if you do need to head for bed.
I'm just curious, what are you sharing?
Oh, what am I sharing? Oh, there we go. Okay. So, okay.
What are you sharing, by the way?
Okay, so I don't know, while we were just doing this meditation, guys, it just came to me. We did a session like this for some of our folks in our Sunday class, which Uncle John might recall. I think you were there end of last year. And I just felt like, it's coming in winter here in Australia. So we're getting the cold weather, and I'm still coughing a bit and have a cold. And it's summer up there for you guys in the north. So maybe this might not be too relevant, but at the same time, it's really good to learn. I just thought to share a couple of kind of like lifestyle or health hacks that Mother has always encouraged, especially as yogis, to how to look after yourself better. Now, we won't have too much time for a lot of questions, so I'm just going to spell out a few. If you've got questions, I will show you guys another guide, and you can always ask us in WhatsApp, your mentors. But a couple of things is always good to remember, Mother's always said, is that firstly, you should always use oil in your hair. So why she says that, and a lot of these things actually come from Indian roots. And I've grown up with a lot of this because in a way, Ayurveda or natural medicine, a lot has evolved from Indian or Asian countries. And it's amazing Shri Mataji also incorporates these, because she does see, or we can see as human beings, sometimes Western medicine fails us, unfortunately, and we suffer from ailments that don't go away, no matter how many medicines we hack down. So just a couple of health things to remember for yourself, to look after yourself better, is one is putting oil in your head regularly, if you can, like say once a week, using coconut oil, almond oil. And what it does is that Shri Mataji says that your chakras are also located on your head. And remembering chakras are bundles of nerves. So when you do a head massage and you put that oil, you're nourishing those nerves on your head. And you also feel that relaxation, because if you think about it, you're always stressing, straining, using these muscles here, and they tighten up. And when you massage, even if you do a simple head massage or you pull your ears a bit, you immediately feel that relaxation. So that's tip number one, that if you can try putting oil in your head, say overnight or a couple of hours, and then washing it off, it'll not only nourish you, make yourself feel better. It also gets rid of tension, headaches, if you suffer from things like that. Also, it acts like a really good conditioner, ladies. So you don't have to use a lot of conditioners when you've got natural oil also there. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, if you're someone that suffers from, say, a lot of allergies, especially in drier countries, like Mother says, say the UK and Australia, a lot of people tend to have allergies a lot, like hay fevers and, I don't know, sensitivity to certain things. Or even when you have a cold. One handy tip is to use something called ghee, Ghee, which is clarified butter you can get from Indian grocery stores. And if you heat that up in the microwave for like 10-20 seconds till it's warm, and get like a little nose dropper from the chemist, put that in your nose, and then sort of like, so bend your head on the side of a bed, put a couple of drops in, let it sort of solidify and go down your sinus system. It is super, super helpful if you're someone that has a lot of dryness in your internal system, like I said, allergies, or like me, I had a cold and cough happening the last few weeks, and I was taking all these medicines, but felt nothing. And then I remembered, oh, ghee. Mother always said ghee.
And you know, I learned something about the ghee recently,
Yes.
which for some reason I didn't know before. Is the ghee is moisturizing our sinus, which is the Hamsa chakra here, and it helps the Kundalini go past that easier. So you can get easier into your sasra when your Hamsa is oiled with ghee.
There we go.
And the other day at Balmoral, we did this thing. We were all lining up on the back, on the side of the, you know, there are a few steps in the meditation hall. So we were all lining up with our head backward, and someone was coming with a dropper and giving us 2 drops of ghee with camphor. And we stayed there for 5 minutes. And honestly, after that, I felt really clear. It really worked.
Yeah, that's right. So you can use ghee itself or put camphor. Personally, I find camphor is quite strong for me. So I remember I did that.
You don't use the hard camphor. It's got to be camphor oil. So and that can be it's quite hard to get, but never use the camphor.
Not the actual camphor. That's right.
No, it's a different type of camphor that is I don't know how they call this, but it's a camphor that is used for inside. And you only put a tiny bit, little bit. It's not like camphor. It's ghee with a little dot of camphor.
But I would recommend not to use a microwave because it just destroys the chemical structure of anything you put in there. So not good, especially if it's in metal. You can simply just have the ghee in a glass container, even with the dropper. Boil some water, put it in a cup, and then put the glass dropper in the cup, and that melts nice and
spot
quick.
on. That's right. So you can get I saw guys even on eBay. I bought like these amber, what is it? Like it's like those bottles like you get. Hang on, I know
the glass ones.
It's like a glass bottle you can get from like eBay, things like that. So it's like this. And like Rosie said, you can put the ghee in here. It does solidify. And you can put it, that cup of hot water to melt. So don't use a microwave if you can avoid it. And just ghee is fine. So Anne has just asked, you can just use ghee. I personally just use ghee because I don't have access to that camphor. Plus the camphor triggers my sinuses even more. So just ghee is okay. I know we had someone once saying, they had really bad allergies to the point, unfortunately, they're getting like nosebleeds. And I've seen a lot of people in Western countries suffer from that, unfortunately. And you can use all the nasal sprays you want, but just go back to the good old ghee, because Shri Mataji just says that in modern society now, we don't use as much oils, butters to put on ourselves to keep our, kind of like a machine, keep ourselves inside all geared up. So we dry out. And this is why then we suffer from bad liver, sinuses, things like that. So ghee is another one. And the last one was just, as I was just saying, the oil stuff. So especially in the winter, or if you're someone that's prone to a lot of dryness, Lotions and things like that are always filled with chemicals. And if you're finding that using all the best lotions in the world, it's not working, go back to using oils. Go back to your coconut oil, almond, and put that on your body. And even if you like, you can even put it on yourself, on your body, wait 15 minutes and then shower. That's also a very good way to kind of like, how do you say, nourish your joints and your muscles as well. And especially like say in India, I've always seen when we were growing up, or babies, right as soon as they're born, mothers always oil their child to strengthen that muscle, those muscles and bones. So maybe a lot of what your grandparents or parents would do, basically we're saying imbibe those, look after yourself. If you ever have any questions, you know, we're all here. And that's about it. Anyone else, Uncle John or Rosie, want to add in?
I'm thoughtless now.
There we go. So that's today's music and health session, guys. So thanks for tuning in. But we'll call it a night. It's been a lot of fun. So thank you, everyone. And as I'm still very happy to see people have stayed back. So we'll leave a bit of music playing. I'll play the music Rosie has mentioned from her group Shanti Fire as well. As you know, she's with Raya, which is with Sister Rochelle. Rochelle unfortunately couldn't join us today. I did try to see if she could, but maybe one day we'll get to meet her. And then, of course, Rosie's part of other music groups as well, one called Shanti Fire. So on that note, we'll call it a night. So thank you, Uncle John. Thank you, Rosie.
Thank you.
We'll leave some music playing, but thank you, everyone, and we will see you next Wednesday.
See you in Sydney, Uncle John. Thanks, Rachita.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah,
I love
Rosie.
those songs again. They're so funky. So
Thanks, Rajita.
thank you, everyone. And what I might do is, just as a very spontaneous desire from my heart, there is one song that I actually wanted to share with everyone in the bhajan book for a while, because I had a bad voice. I was too shy to sing it, so in case I was coughing away. So if any of our listeners are there, if you're listening to it again, I'm just going to go through the short song and then leave a bit of music playing from Rosie's group. So this song is called Bathe in the Waters. It's an English song. I don't have an instrument with me, unfortunately, so we're just going to go with the vibe. But it's a very beautiful song that I thought we'd share. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bathe in the waters, bathe in the waters, children, bathe in the waters. Mother's gonna vibrate the waters, oh, bathe in the waters, bathe in the waters, children, bathe in the waters. Mother's gonna vibrate the waters. See that band all dressed in white. Mother's gonna vibrate the waters. Looks like a band of Nirmalites. Mother's gonna vibrate the waters. Oh, bathe in the waters. Bathe in the waters, children. Bathe in the waters. Mother's gonna vibrate the waters. See that band all dressed in red. Mother's gonna vibrate the waters. Looks like a band by the spirit led. Mother's gonna vibrate the waters. Oh, bathe in the waters. Bathe in the waters, children. Bathe in the waters. Mother's gonna vibrate the waters. Bathe in the waters. Bathe in the waters, children, bathe in the waters. Mother's gonna vibrate the waters. So just a little excerpt there. Couldn't resist, sorry, to share with everyone. There's a lot more words in this song, but I will leave it for now. And like I said, I'll leave a bit of music playing and we'll let you enjoy some of Rosie's other music that she also performs. So thank you again, guys. And you can stick by and listen as well. So just bear with me, I'll put it up now. So this song is called Beloved, and it's originally performed by her group Shanti Fire, which I'll also play after this. But Rosie did share that she and Rochelle from Raya, the duet that they're part of, did an instrumental version of this song. And Rosie also plays other instruments such as the sitar. And Rochelle herself is very talented on, say, drums and percussion. So here's the song in the instrumental version. Enjoy.
Mariah.
So hope you guys like that really wonderful instrumental, and touchwood Rosie's talents as well with one of few instruments that she does play. She's also very multi-talented. So I'm going to now show the last song, which is the original version of Beloved, and it's a group called Shanti Fire. Like she said, Shanti in Sanskrit means peaceful. So it's like a in a way a contradictory or an oxymoronic statement, in a way a peaceful fire, which is a wonderful group name, I think. And maybe Rosie can next time tell us the name of that group and how that was formed. And in this group, you'll see that there's Rosie playing, and then there's all these musicians. And there's also a really wonderful lady also singing in like classical Indian music. So I will bring that up for you now, and then we will call it a night. And there we have it, guys. So this is another one of Rosie's group. I hope you enjoyed that piece of music. I think it's a wonderful piece of fusion, which it's always great to have, bringing the East and the West together. And that's all, what Sahaja Yoga is definitely about, bringing everything in one and enjoying it collectively. So unfortunately, we call it a night now. I just want to wish you all a very good night. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, I should keep my video on. Thank you for joining us, everyone, YouTube, Zoom, and thank you for always coming back as well. We hope you're enjoying the sessions, and like I said, we'll definitely keep it as entertaining and as innovative and varietable. I don't know if there's a word for that. I'm trying to say there should be variety, basically. So thank you again. Great to see our familiar names. Thank you all. Have a good night or have a good day ahead. Any questions you ever have, we're always here. Any links you need, music you need, anything at all, just let us know. And we'll just give it to you anytime. So thank you. Thank you, Auntie Anya. You can see with the camera on. Thank you. And thanks again, Uncle John Michelle.
Thank you, Rachita. Good
Thank
night.
you, everyone.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji, everyone. Have a good night or have a good day. See you all. Thank you.